Hey you guys, it's me, Professor Vitt, and we're just going to go over your syllabus real quickly here. I'm going to try and keep this sucker as short as possible. I've run this video a couple times. I can't seem to cut it down. I just yap too much. All right, let's go through. I'll pop myself in and out just so you get a little bit more than just a blank PDF and a roaming voice going, "This is the syllabus." All right, let's get to work. Sleep of reason produces monsters. It's a great quote from Francisca Goya, and it is our topic for the course, right? The idea is that logic teaches us to reason and reason properly, and so we are not driven by our prejudices and our mistakes, but instead by what is always and everywhere true. Cookie Monster, we're going to have, he's our guiding monster for the course, but we're going to try to have a monster every week. Really, that just means it'll be a figure, a monster that helps us demonstrate a concept or explain something in the course, and it's an easy way for you to pick up points. I'll ask you a question about the monster of the week in a quiz or an exam. It's a great way for you to pick up points. Okay, on the right-hand side here, we have all of our contact information. Final exam will be given the last week of the course. This course meets entirely online. There is no in-class instruction at all. You are more than welcome to drop by my office, located in the T building on the Liberal Arts campus. It's 2363, or you can email me, or you can tweet me, or you can Facebook me. There are lots of ways to get in touch with me. We'll see those at the end. Bottom line, if you are having questions or difficulties in this course, please never hesitate to contact me. That's the most important thing. If something's going on, you can't log in, you have problems, something comes up, I mean, life happens. You keep the lines of communication open, and I am more than happy to help and do what I can on my end. So never hesitate to contact me if you have a question or a concern. Okay, our course catalog description, the official one is right there. I'm going to give you in plain language what it is. I'll give you an analogy, right, which is a way that it's sort of like an explanation. It's an example of what this is talking about. In a way, it's like what I mean here. You might have heard of an athlete who is really gifted, right? And there's a really fast runner, right, who hits a baseball and then has perfect form and gets to first base, right? And then there's another athlete who hits the ball really hard and gets to first base, but he gets there just a little bit slower, even though he's more quick, but his form is really bad, right? The way that he gets there is really bad. His form is off. Which athlete do you help? You know, the one who gets to first with perfect form, or the one who doesn't get to first with bad form? And the answer is you help the athlete who doesn't have perfect form, because you could teach form, but you can't teach speed, right? It's kind of convoluted way of saying, when we think, there are good ways of thinking and bad ways of thinking, and you can be super intelligent and never be taught the proper ways to think. In other words, the right connections to be making, where we're liable to make mistakes in our thought. And so as a result, you can waste a lot of energy. And so the point of this course is to have you think properly and reason properly. So that's really what the course catalog description is saying. Next up, we have our learning outcomes. These look like Greek right now. They will not as the course rolls on. You'll say, hey, we learned how to do that this week. We learned how to do that this week. So let's look at our textbook. It's right there. It's not actually that small. This is just the PDF, right? But it's Hurley's Concise Introduction to Logic, 12th edition. So you've got to have the book for the course. Absolutely essential. If you don't have the book, you will not pass the class. You've got to have the book. I understand it's expensive, but you will not make it without the book. Okay. What are the course requirements? That's what everybody wants to know, right? You have 3 exams, then you have a final exam, and then you have another category for quizzes and participation, right? Quizzes and participation are 30% of your grade. The final is 25% of your grade, and then each of the other 3 exams are 15%. What does that mean? It means each week or almost every week you're going to get a quiz. That quiz will build to what you'll be tested on in the exam. So the exam is a little bit bigger than a quiz. The exams will not be cumulative, and in all likelihood the final exam will not be cumulative either. Next up, we have our grading policy. It's just a straight scale, A, B, C, D, and F. Now we have some contact information for me. Let me move out of the way. I have a Pinterest page. You're welcome to take a peek if you'd like. I have a Facebook page. You can contact me on Facebook. Also, I'm on Twitter, twitter.com/ProfessorVitt. If you have a question and you can't get me on email and you can't get me on Facebook, please don't hesitate to contact me on Twitter. It's a good way. If you have a short little shotgun question, I can probably answer it. I will not discuss grades on Twitter, but everything else I will. Academic integrity and plagiarism. Don't plagiarize in this course. I take it very seriously. Plagiarism is when you take someone else's work as your own. So if you're going to cite somebody else's work, if you're going to use someone else's work, you need to cite it. So identify it, say where you got it. Don't take someone else's work as your own. If you have any technical questions, contact the distance learning help desk. I've got all the info there, dl@lbcc.edu. You can also call them on the phone. Student Success Centers, one more tool for you guys there if you need help reading and writing. I encourage you to use those facilities. DSPS, absolutely, please use that. It is there for you. They are your services. We have a great Veterans Center here at Long Beach City College that if you're a veteran, thank you for your service. Or you have a relative who's a veteran, thank them for their service. Greatly appreciated, and we have some resources there that help vets who are sort of uniquely positioned to take advantage of the community college services. Next, we have a Career and Job Service Center at LBCC. I encourage you guys to take advantage of that. People spend hundreds of dollars trying to get people to look at their resumes and look online for jobs, and this is something that's available to you for free. Assignments are going to be due by 11:59. I will always let you know when they're due. You can tell by looking at the top of the weekly module. I'll show you that in a second. We go through a module every week, and once they're closed for good, so that's very important. Don't mention anything in a post or in communications you wouldn't feel comfortable mentioning to the course. So, for instance, you might have some deeply personal, deeply held belief that you wanted to talk about on a discussion board, but someone is you're not comfortable for whatever reason having people know that. If that's the case, don't mention something like that. It's everything that we share here in this course is going to be publicly available to everyone. So if you're not comfortable sharing an experience, by no means are you required to do so. Okay, let's see. This is very important. One thing, I'm just going to jump in here so you can see this. In this course, we're going to look at lots of different examples from lots of different schools of thought and different types of fields of study. But by no stretch of the imagination are you graded on what you think, right? It doesn't matter to me what the content of your beliefs are. I have no say in what you believe. But I am concerned with how you think. And so to that extent, I will work with you on whether or not there's an argument fallacy in a particular passage. But I am totally indifferent to what your beliefs are. I cannot tell you what your beliefs are. Only you can do that, right? That's your job, not mine. So I don't grade you on what you believe or anything like that. That's very important to me that you know that. That's not education. That would be propaganda. Okay, here's our class schedule of assignments. I put it in the syllabus, but actually the best way to get a feel for that is just to look here at Moodle. We have each module for the course is going to take place within 1 week. Here's our first week, August 26th through September the 1st. I will always label the tasks 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, however many there are. There are 16 or 20 or 2. There's usually not that many, but usually around 5, maybe 5 to 7 at the most, right? And I'll always label them. It's the best order to do them in. Watch the introductory video, get the book, submit a wall thing, download and read the course syllabus, watch the syllabus video, right, which is what you're doing now. And this module closes on September the 1st, right? And then September the 2nd, this opens up. So September the 1st At 11:59, boom, it clocks over to September the 2nd. And once this module closes, then you cannot submit these things. You cannot go back. So if you can't log in every week for this course, you can have a tough time passing it. Okay, I've done my best to cover everything in the syllabus substantively that we can cover. If you have any questions, please email me or contact me, and I will see you guys online next week.